Welcome to the synagogue. The synagogue is all original. Although some things have been altered and changed over the years, it's all original. When the synagogue was first built, the gallery upstairs used to be just a small section here at the back. And that's why these posts are made of wood. Still original from 1762. It's not until 1864 that the galleries get extended. And when we have a look at the columns on these, you'll find they're replicas of the original ones, but they're cast iron, all the way from Glasgow. When the galleries go in, they cut right through the middle of the windows. Originally, there were only 4 windows, the 2 on the northern side and the 2 on the southern side. But this created such a lighting problem when the galleries went in, the community started to plan to have 2 new windows cut in on the eastern wall. It still takes them a further 10 years to get these windows, because currently my house is still on the other side, and it's going to be another 10 years before Catherine Street is completely widened and my house goes. So this is an inside wall. The guy who pays for this, though, is Leon Solomon. And there's a lovely plaque on the wall halfway up the stairs, which we may get to see later. But he pays for the whole of the extensions. And shortly afterwards, in 1873, he leaves Plymouth with his wife and 13 children. He takes them to London. He had 22 children altogether, only 1 wife, 22 children. From London, though, they start to emigrate over the world, and the vast majority of the Solomons end up in Australia and New Zealand. Son number 7 goes to New York and promptly changes his surname. This is very common for the Jewish people. As they move countries, they change their names to blend in with the country that they've settled. And so our Mr. Solomon changes it to Simpson. Our new Mr. Simpson also gets married and has a small family of 5. The youngest son volunteers for World War I and returns to England. He becomes a captain in the Coldstream Guards and is stationed in London. But during his military career, he returns to New York and marries a young lady called Betsy. Now, we know Betsy much better by her middle name, which was Wallace. This is Ernest Simpson that we're talking about. And so subsequently, Ernest and Wallace get divorced. She runs away with our king and becomes the Duchess of Windsor, or more commonly known to the public, that woman. Ernest Simpson's grandfather paid for the extensions of the galleries, and his great-grandparents are buried in the old cemetery up on the Hoe. In the centre here we have the bima, the dais, the raised platform, and this will be where the rabbi conducts the services from, all facing east. The candlesticks on the top, the 4 at the front are where they should be. The 4 at the back don't belong there. They belong around the front of the ark. They didn't get moved until the end of the 1960s when the last full-time rabbi left. The other odd one up here with these acorns, which aren't. These are Georgian pomegranates with bells on top. And these are symbols of the high priest. And these we will see again when we go into the ark, because later they become the rimonim or the finials on top of the scrolls. When we have a look at the bimah though, this is very, very unique to Plymouth. This is 1762, King George III's on the throne. We still own America, and they are building wooden ships here in Plymouth Dock. It was the Navy carpenters who built this, and hence the reason why we look like the deck of a ship. The Ark is Dutch. This was built in Amsterdam, 1761, flat packed, brought over here, put up and consecrated a year later. The finest piece of flat pack furniture I have ever seen.